Okay, welcome back. In this video we're going to be creating the store items table and we're going to work on creating an item, okay? So I'm in PHP My Admin. I'm going to create a brand new table called store items, and I haven't got a clue how many columns I'm going to need, but I'll say 9 to begin with, okay? I'm just taking a rough guess, you know. And we'll have an ID, obviously. Primary key auto increment, okay. We'll have an item title. We'll have an item, let's have an item URL. Let's have an item price. Let's have, what else do we have? Item URL, item price. Let's have an item description, and let's have a big pick. Let's have a small pick. And what else are we going to have? Let's have something like was price, so they can say was blah blah, now blah blah, right? What else do we have? Item URL, title, description, price. I think that's us actually. Okay, so let's I'm just double checking, is that us? I think that is us. Okay, so item title, will make that a variable character 255. Item URL, I think I'll make that also a variable character of 255. Item price is going to be a decimal, we'll call it 72. Item description is going to be text. Big pick, we'll make that a variable character 255. Small pick, variable character 255. And the was price is also going to be a decimal 7,2. And that's that. Okay, so we'll create that table. Alright, that's great. Now I'm going to take this thing out. We don't need that column, and that is us. Looks pretty cool to me. Looks pretty cool to me. Right, good. So if we go back to the site, we've got this add new item thing here, and it takes us to store items create, okay? And that's what we need to build. It's going to be similar to manage, so I'm going to copy manage and I'm going to change this to say create. It's going to make sure that the user is an administrator, and it's going to have a view file called create, okay? And that is going to live in the store items view folder, create.php, and we'll have an h1 here that says, oh sorry, add new item. That's the language that we're using today. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Now I'm going to this Yannick's thing here, and I'm looking for a nice form that we can use, and I actually quite like the look of this thing here. In fact, they're all kind of cool. What does this do? Who knows? Anyway, let's grab one of these, shall we? So I'm going to go view page source. I'm looking for a thing that says form elements, and let's just do that. I'm going to grab one of these things. Now I'm going to head into my create thing, and up here I'm going to say item details, and I'm going to hit refresh. Okay, now I'm going to do something that's a bit crazy, and up here where it says add new item, I'm actually going to change that so that it says headline. I just thought of something there, because I'm also going to be using this update for doing updates as well. So update ID equals this URI segment 3, okay, and what we'll say is if not is numeric update ID, then data headline equals add new item. Otherwise, data headline equals update item details. Okay, now this should probably go after the security stuff just to be extra secure. And if we hit refresh, that's kind of cool. So eventually we're going to have IDs up here and it'll say update item details. Can you handle the vibe? I think you can. Now let's just see what we like to look at here. Okay, so we've got this thing that says autocomplete, and I have no clue what all of this does. I think we're going to take this out. This data provide stuff. We don't really need this. Okay. And I really have no clue. Hang on a second. I'll say item title, and let me just see. Let me just check out what's going on here. I'm a little bit mixed up. Right, so the item title is going to go here. Now, where on earth? Item type text. I don't think we need this. Yeah, that's kind of cool. That is kind of cool. And we definitely don't need that. Okay, good. That's pretty cool. So we'll take this stuff out. No, hold on a second. I'll keep that in. We'll take this stuff out here. Hit refresh. Well, that's kind of cool. We get a little what you see is what you get editor here. I'll definitely keep that. That's awesome. So what we'll do now is I'll just say name equals item title, value equals item title. I'm doing short tags here, okay? And I'm going to repeat this for all of these fields here, okay? Actually, some of them will be auto-completed like item URL, so we'll do item price next. Let's make that a span of 1. And we'll just change this here to say item price, okay? The next one, let's see what we've got. We've got item price, item description. Was price is probably a good one to have in. That's optional. I'll make this optional thing go green. Bring it down here so you can see what's happening. Okay, and that's going to change to was price. And then we've got item description, and that's it. Actually, that is it. So let's bring this up a bit, tidy up, and we'll say item description and ID equals that. Okay, so I'll say name equals item description, and then inside here echo item description. Okay, now I'm not going to even bother hitting refresh, because if I do, well, I'll show you, but there's going to be tons of errors. Wait till you see. Okay, so there's errors because it doesn't know what these values are going to be. So to fix that, we're going to go to store items, and I'm going to make up a function called function fetch data from post. And what that's going to do is it's going to say it's going to take all of these variables here, all of the variables that are on the thing actually. So we've got data item title equals this input post item title true. Okay, so it's going to go through all of these. Now what else have we got? I can't even remember. Item title, item price, was price, item description. So item title, item price, then we've got was price, and then item description. Okay, and then we're just going to return data. Now I'm going to make up another function called fetch data from DB, and it's going to take an update ID. Okay, so that's going to do query equals this get where update ID for each query loading up result as row. And now I'm going to just chuck in all of the fields. Now let me just try something here. That's what I wanted. Okay, so just a little reminder, you know, so data item title equals row item title, and then we've got item URL price description big pic small pic was price, right? So that's going to go item URL item price, item description big pic small pic and was price. Okay, if not is set data, then data is empty. It's just in case there's a, you know, so that we avoid error messages. Okay, and then we'll just say return data. So I've made up two functions, fetch data from post and fetch data from DB. Okay, now I'm going to go up back to this create thing again, and I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to say submit equals this input post submit true, because I'm going to submit the form here. Okay, and I'm going to say if is numeric update ID and submit does not equal submit, in other words the form has not been submitted, then I'm going to say data equals this, and then we're going to say fetch data from DB update ID. Okay, fetch the data from the database to populate the form. Otherwise data equals this fetch data from post. Okay, if we do that and then we go to the page and hit refresh, undefined variable headline, oh geez, well that was kind of uncool. Let me just see if I can figure out what happened there. Oh right, okay, I know what it was. It wasn't a fault actually, it was because we had this ID up here. Okay, there is no fault, everything is cool apart from this headline thing which has disappeared, but that's okay. We can just bring that back by doing that. Okay, there we go, and that is pretty cool, I think. So I'm going to hit refresh. Now hold on a second. Fetching data from post. Let me just see. Fetching data from post. Oh, sorry. That was today's deliberate mistake of the day. Congratulations if you spotted that. Okay, so that's kind of cool. We got there in the end, okay? This is our create item form, and I have to say, you know, I think it's looking pretty Pretty good. So we go here, then we click add new item, and it's going to take us here. Okay, so all we have to do now is get this form working. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say action equals echo base URL, and then we're going to say store items create. Okay, and that's going to take us to this create page here. In fact, I'll just to prove that that's all working, we'll just say okay. Oops, die. Here we go. So, oh gee, okay, it's going to work. Just trust me, okay? Right. So, we now need to say at this stage that if submit is equivalent to submit, then process the form. Okay, and if we scroll down here where we've got this save changes, I'm going to actually I'll keep it saying save changes. That looks kind of cool to me, but I'll say name equals submit, value equals submit. Okay, very important stuff here. And the vibe is that if we hit submit, we're going to process the form. Okay,